Alright guys, Bludgerboy here after a long, very long break. I haven't done this in ages. Playing some more Ratchet Clank with you guys here on Blog Station. This is actually going to be quite a long level, so hopefully I'll be able to talk for quite a while about things. Long gap, long video, I think that makes sense. Oh man. For those of you wondering why, I've actually started university, which is quite exciting to go to this new place, middle of these new. Actually, I haven't actually met anybody. What? Who am I fooling? Meeting people. Oh, I'm such a bullshit artist. I haven't met anybody. I actually literally have not actually spoken to anyone personally. Actually going, yeah, let's be friends, or let's add each other on Facebook, or let's add each other on MSN. I haven't talked to anyone in that manner, and I've been going there for 2 weeks. I've been there, you know, to 4 classes for 2 weeks, and not a single goddamn new person. I think, is it just me, or is this analog stick doesn't seem like it's adjusted? I don't know. I'm not used to this stick. I've been playing the Nintendo 64 way too much lately. Because university's just started, so we haven't like got any real work yet. Or more realistically, I give myself the illusion I have not been given much work yet when I've actually got like several assignments already. They pile it on quick, they don't fuck around, they give it straight to you. Like, you fucked around for 12 years, 13 years in primary school and high school, here's the real deal. Most of the thing is that because you pick all the classes, like you've picked the degree you're gonna do, you've picked the classes you're gonna do. Some of them are mandatory, some of them you don't like, but it's all geared towards what you've picked, so you really can't complain that much. Like doing creative writing, which is what I'm doing. Most of it's pretty cool stuff. Like it's all relevant to what things I want to do and things I like doing. So I really can't complain. It looks pretty enjoyable. The only class that I don't like is this one called Contemporary Creative Practice. Because the way it works is it's, so that you don't really sort of know about university or college, they have like different faculties. Like they've got the arts faculty and the science faculty and all this stuff. And within faculties you have, within the creative arts faculty at least, you have disciplines, which is like visual arts or creative writing or digital media or whatever the fuck. Like, oh, we're screwed. How does that work, by the way? We're in space, right? We're in fucking space. You can see the stars. It's space. How do you fall in space? Answer me that one. I want to know how the fuck you fall down in space. I want that shit explained to me. How do you fall in space? That doesn't make any... He should just be able to glide and float from platform to platform. I don't even know how he's getting momentum and how the friction's working here. How is he jumping up to platforms and then falling back to... Oh my god. This might be 45 minutes to an hour at this rate. You ever done that? Like you keep getting to this one part in a level and you keep fucking it up, and initially you're fucking it up because it's difficult, but later on you know what you're doing and you're fucking it up just because you're impatient and you just want to get through it because you're sick of doing it. Oh man, I hate this when I fuck up like that. Anyway, as I was saying, within different faculties you have disciplines like creative arts and, like creative writing and digital media and visual arts and graphic design and whatever else. And like, because I'm doing creative writing, that's my discipline. Most of my classes are geared towards that discipline. Like my writing classes are writing foundations, editing foundations, which is all good stuff. Creative practice is the one that every creative arts student does regardless of discipline. So not only is it really, really broad and general, and you have to sort of look at it through your own specific little niche, which is ridiculously difficult considering the fact that almost nothing they've done so far has pertained to writing. They've given us no literary examples. The lecturer is all about visual arts and it's all been about sculptures and it's like, motherfucker, I work with words. I don't work with clay, I don't work with paint, I don't work with oil, I don't work with digital editing programs. I work with a fucking word processor. That's it. That's all I've got. Word processor. Am I supposed to saying processor? What the fuck is a processor? Processor. 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 I work with word processors and pens. That's about it. I don't have all this fancy textile shit. That's all they discuss. It's the most annoying course. And that's the problem. It's one of those mandatory ones that you have to do. It's just like, this has nothing to do with me! I hate you people! Guitar style, you know. All the other classes like amazing. Like I do writing foundations, which is, you know, how to write poetry and how to write plays and how to write novels. Just the introductory stuff, which is all good, well and good. Editing foundations, which is ironically my favorite class, even though the lecturer is like, this is going to be the most boring class. It's all about grammar, it's all about your punctuation and all this. I'm like, you're shitting me? This is the most amazing shit ever. It is the only class in which there is a set system and you are either correct or incorrect. You can't fuck me around, I can prove myself correct. The only class where I can grab a dictionary, open it to any page and say, in your face, motherfucker! See that, see that, see that? That means you're wrong. It's like, this class is for the anally retentive. I'm like, I am anally retentive. You have no idea how retentive my anus is. It's just incredible. And of course, she's talking about how boring the class is going to be. And then, because they have, like, in the lectures, they have, some lectures use, like, PowerPoint presentations. The first fucking slide, I shit you not, was a Cyanide and Happiness comic. That had a grammar joke in it. I'm like, where doth lie the boredom, woman? I'm not understanding your point here. I'm not understanding. You're not really being very clear. She's also the most sarcastic. I've never met someone this sarcastic. Sarcasm can be funny. Not when you're sarcastic every second fucking sentence. It gets a little old. After a while, that got annoying. It's like, wow, grammar, how boring's that, right? Ooh, isn't this interesting? Like, wow. Can't wait to look at punctuation. Like, no, I can't. You're fucking me around. Just get on with it. I can be sarcastic on my own time. Not to bag her out or anything, but it's a little old. I'm a comedian. I know how sarcasm works. I get it. It's hilarious. Shut up. Do your gosh darn job. Did I just say gosh darn? What the fuck is wrong with me? I don't say gosh darn. God damn it. Oh, what's going on? I'm not doing this very well. Oh, I'm so close. This is sad. There we go. That took far too long. Oh. There's all frogs inside these boxes, that's why I'm burning them instead of hitting them with the wrench. Man, like the sarcastic people, and there's this woman. It's just insane. Overuse of anything, whether it be profanity or sarcasm or irony or hyperbole, it just diminishes the effect and it gets annoying. It's incredibly irritating. Having said that, reading the book is actually quite interesting. Like, you look at things. Like, I actually used to be more anally retentive than I had to be. I used to be more of a grammar Nazi than I had to be. Like, I would never start sentences with conjunctions. Like, I would never, ever start sentences with the word and or the word but. Apparently, it's perfectly fine to do that. I would never do it. Like, as soon as I found out, like, oh, I can't do that anymore. Nope, 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 get the fuck off me. No. Don't think so, conjunctions. You keep your place, you little punk motherfuckers. You're gonna stay in the middle, where I keep you. You're kept in the middle. You won't budge, you won't move. Don't even think about starting no shit. Book says, yeah, that's fine. It's like a beg your pardon book. Like, I'm more conservative than a textbook written by the government. Or a textbook sold to me by the government. I couldn't believe it. It was also quite weird though. I went into the lecture and because there are many differences between Australian spelling and American spelling and things like that. American and British spelling. And Australian spelling is primarily derived from the British. And I see the differences. I usually use Australian, but this woman's like, you have to have an Australian dictionary. Fair enough. But then she's like, you have to preserve the Australian language, which is, you know, kind of just totally ironic because she's American for a start. I have had less of my lecturers are actually Australian, which is kind of weird. I don't care. It's just weird how one of them's American, another one's from New Zealand. That's incredibly irritating. One of our closest neighbors has just the worst accent. Just, oh, it's just incredibly distracting. It's not their fault. It's just like, how do you live with that every day? It's a horrible accent. Can't stand it. One of them's American, one of them's English, one of them's from the Philippines. She's actually quite articulate. She's actually one of the lecture with the most clarity, I believe. She's pretty cool. Lord Amy. I think my philosophy lecturer is Indian. I'm not sure. Like, she's English, not English, sorry. Indian background. I'm not sure. That's just going by the name. She has a pretty Australian accent. The last name's kinda, I don't know. Could be from anywhere. That's the other thing I do. Philosophy. My elective that I do that has nothing to do with my creative writing at all. It's the most interesting shit though. Like, it's just incredible. The hypotheticals they give you. It's seriously, I think someone once told me that philosophy was just the asking of a whole bunch of questions that you just can't answer. That's all that happens. They just ask questions and then you try to answer them and you fail and you just move on to the next topic. That's pretty much what it is. Overcomplicating what seemed to be the most simple of matters. It is incredibly intricate how much it can reveal through just the hypotheticals they give you. Like, they gave us one hypothetical on, I think it was morality. I won't go into all the theories they use and whatever else. But they more or less said, picture this, you've got a train coming up to a switch track. On one side of the switch track, 5 people are tied down with rope. On the other side of the switch track, 1 person's tied down with rope. And you're at the switch track, so you can switch the track. The train's currently heading for the track that has the 5 people laying down on it. So what do? Do you either let it go and hit the 5 people, or do you switch the track and let it hit the 1 person? And your average motherfucker goes, well, that's obvious. 5's greater than 1, so I'll switch the track and have it go to the 1 person. That's a pretty easy one right there, you know. But at the same time, then you introduce to another one that says, say you're a doctor, and somebody comes in for just a regular, routine kind of, like operation, like they're having their appendix removed or something. Something really simple. Where, you know, the operation has like a 99% chance of success. And upon, like, doing the initial examinations as to, like, what their blood type is and whatever else in their tissue, like, you do tissue samples and things like that, for whatever reason. I don't study medicine, but, you know. With the patient's data, you realize that that patient's tissue is identical to the tissues of 5 people who need organ transplants. And they're gonna die in like the next 24 hours if they don't get those organs. So what do? Do you either kill the patient and give the organs to the 5 people? You'd have to kill that patient. You'd be committing homicide, more or less. Or do you let them die? What do? You know, and it's exactly the same scenario, but in that case, most people say, well, the person came in for an appendix removal, they didn't come in to get fucking killed. So, I'm gonna say, keep that one guy alive and let the other 5 perish. It's the exact same scenario, yet 2 different moral theories are applied. In both of them. I won't go into them because it'll take forever to explain. But, it's just really interesting how 2, not identical scenarios, but identical sort of premises when you remove the specifics. And you simplify the situations, of course. Like, they're really simplified scenarios. Like, there were people giving out answers like, well, couldn't you call for help on the train? Like, couldn't you stop the train? Like, no, the brakes are broken. And they have to... if you pick the scenarios apart, they get fucked pretty quickly. So, it's just really interesting how that comes about. It was just really weird.
Thought I was a goner.
Incredible stuff.
Some nano-wit in genetics must have left the cages open again.
You could come down.
It's just weird though, like going there. I can't believe I've gone there for 2 weeks and I've met. I think there was like there's 2 people I'm in an assignment group with. That's about it. It's insane.
I create revolutionary devices for Executive Chairman Drek.
It's just like.
Viola.
Do I suck at being social or what? Like in every lecture I've sat, like lectures, it's understandable, like lectures you're just sitting there being talked at. I usually sit by myself and just take notes. I might be sitting next to people, but I don't engage with them unless I absolutely have to, which I haven't had to yet. So, fair enough. But the tutorials, which is like you're in smaller groups, it's like, more like a classroom kind of atmosphere. That's when you do talk and you do discuss things. It's like, what the fuck's wrong with me? Why am I talking to these people? I'm just shy like that. Like, I know that in about, in a few weeks, I'll know these motherfuckers, and I'll be comfortable, and I'll be more open. It's just me being a pathetic little antisocial hermit. I don't know these people, I don't want to talk to them, they're creepy and foreign. In the philosophy tutorial I had today though, because of the first tutorial we had, we did introduction. And the tutor went, alright, here's what I want you to do. I want you to split up into pairs, just the person next to you, and tell the person next to you your name, and one weird thing about you, like one really weird thing. Like, okay. Seems pretty weird. And the person next to me, I think, chewed her hair? Didn't eat her hair, but like she chewed her hair, and I'm like, oh yeah, I chew my nails. Sometimes to the point where they come, like not the whole nail comes up, like the little white bit where it stops being pink, where it stops being attached to your skin, and it's being white. Instead of clipping my nails, I usually just chew them off. And sometimes they stay whole, and you can use them as like a quite nifty, cheap alternative to toothpicks. I just chew on them. That's disgusting. Well, I know where my own hands have been. Keep them fairly clean. And it's not like I'm chewing someone else's fingernails, they're my own. I'm not getting any germs I don't already fucking have. And it's dead skin. There are far worse things I could be chewing on. But there was one girl in there who'd eaten a spider. Eaten a fucking whole spider, like the whole thing. Jesus Christ. This is insane. You ate a fucking spider? I beg your pardon? Damn. And there was another person in there who was obsessed with rope. Not like hanging themselves. That's the first thing I thought when they said obsessed with rope. Like, what do you do with the rope? What? Oh, don't. Oh, shit. And back to the beginning we go. I'm like, yeah, what do you do with the rope? We just tie it and things. So he says. There was a woman in there who was allergic to garlic. I mean, vampire alert. Meet some interesting folks. I think it is true though that philosophy probably attracts the weirdest bunch of people. You get some weird motherfuckers. So it makes you think that, like, I'm weird. I know I'm weird, so surely I would fit in. Yeah, surely I would fit into these. I won't use the Rancher again. Surely I'd fit in here, you know. Surely I'd be able to talk to these people and go, yeah, I'm weird just like you. Let's mingle. But no, I'm just the weird. I'm the weirdo. Who thinks himself weird among other weirdos? It's what is wrong with you, boy? I think it's like my favorite class, even though it's like not nothing to do with my writing. I like writing about those kinds of deeper issues in my stand-up and hope to expand that to being able to write it in a more formal dramatic structure like a script or maybe even a story. Not too familiar with the novel. I don't read very many novels. This is interesting when my friend told me about though. I think it's coming out as a film. The Hunger Games, I think it's called. About this post-apocalyptic world. Typical for today's writing, to be honest with you. That's nothing new. But apparently,
in a matter of seconds, please evacuate.
It's a competition running this world. And like one person selected from each borough in the city. I'm not up on the details specifically. But one person's, I think it's like age 12 to 18. Maybe it's one boy and one girl. I'm not 100% sure. Is selected from specific areas across the US. Or what was formerly the US, something like that. And they compete in this deathmatch type thing.
Will be presenting the grand prize at the Intergalactic Hoverboard
where
Championship, which will be held
basically
over
only
the
one
next few
person
days.
can survive. I'm like, ooh, that sounds very
In related
interesting.
News, this planet has
Watch
recently
that.
been suffering from an
Or read
infestation
that.
of strange amoeboid creatures. The city's administration has assured this reporter that every step has been taken to
Yeah,
eradicate these nuisances.
there's so many interesting ideas in books. Like I read Animal Farm a while back. Like, this is amazing. I was like, why the fuck can I read more books?
Yes, I hope that poor woman is all right.
She's fine.
Because Animal Farm just takes the piss out of Stalinism. Nothing I love more than good satire. But, in terms of what I love, I'll have to depart you. So remember that I think that's implying that I love you. I don't love you at all. I hate you people and want you to die. The game is what I love. You people have... I have no love for you whatsoever. Respect is just non-existent. But... we shall go to Blackwater. And at that point, I believe... I shall, catch you! Next. Next time. Yes, next time.